Hello, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me. Happy World NGO Day, everybody. And as you know, this is a live stream right now that is recorded for the World NGO Day, celebrated annually on the today's date, 27th of February, since February 2010. This is a date that is celebrated, and we are going to make this live and let you participate with it today. And I have the honor and the pleasure to welcome distinctive guests from the NGO world and from civil society. And as you have seen, this is not only happening here on Clubhouse, but it is also on the live stream through my social media channels. And so you can also, if you see this right now, click the QR code and join the conversation on Clubhouse right away. So if you watch this through the social media, also feel free to leave a comment to the conversation. And let me just say welcome to all the people on the panel here. And we are starting right away. And I would like to introduce and say hello. Can everybody say hello quickly? Hey there. Can you hear me?
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Peter, I hear you. Perfect.
Yes,
do you hear me well?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes, we can hear you well.
Isn't this cool? So we have all just signed up recently for Clubhouse, and now we are all together and joining this conversation. And let's see who joins us as well. I will record it. It will be a good conversation in any case, because I will use it then for the podcast of the NGO-Weekly. And let me just start. Hello, Sarah. How are you in the UK? Sarah and Batul, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. I'm really pleased that we made this. And thanks again for your availability. Also, we changed a little bit back and forth the timing, but we had good reason to do it because Laura is joining us from an earlier time zone. That is Kazakhstan, 6 hours ahead of us. Afternoon in Kazakhstan. Hello, Laura Demisinova. How are you? Can you hear us?
Hello, great. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Happy World NGO Day.
Happy World NGO Day indeed. And so
Very
this is
strong and good work.
Yes. And yeah, I think there is a lot of bad news in the world. And of course, we are also here now for remembering us and the people who are listening that there are also good things out there, and definitely to connect each other with the ideas and inspire us for a better world is definitely a great news. And it wouldn't have been possible like this a few years ago. So now we are joining in this inspirational call, and others can participate. I think that's already a great news. And what we make out of these thoughts, let's see. Peter, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, and happy World NGO Day.
Hey, everything ready for the DJ Remix initiative today?
Yes, everything's ready. So we have already one set live on our YouTube page.
How can
Tell me more for the day.
How can people access it? Is it through the World NGO Day?
Yes, just accessing our YouTube page. And then later by tonight, we're going to upload also in our social media and our music page as well. Okay,
perfect. So there is really a chance to get this here out and have the good vibes that are really needed to do good work.
Definitely.
Well, let me with you, Peter. Why do we need NGOs today? Why have you joined this initiative?
So I had the invitation from Marcus, the founder of the World NGO Day. And I decided to join this initiative because, first of all, we always have to think um, we are not limited in where we live. Also, we are not only part of one country. For example, I'm Brazilian and I live in the UK. So I think we all are part of the world, and we need to help each other. And someone can do something, another one can do another thing, and then together we can have a better world. So, and we are in lockdown, and during lockdown, I think the internet gave us the opportunity to access everywhere and everyone. So I want to give more visibility to people, and I want to make aware everyone. So through the internet, I am stuck at home because of the lockdown. But I can connect with someone in Oceania, and also I can help one NGO in Oceania. I can help one NGO in South America or everywhere, anywhere in the world. But also because I play music, I want to give a bit of my art to those people, and I want to say how important they are. And I decided to bring DJs, I decided to bring artists, and we created this only for those people, only for the NGOs around the world. So that was my main idea, my main, objective with this. And so here we are. We have DJs from France, from Brazil, from the UK, and we all created a special set, special track just for the NGO Day. And we want to, communicate with people through the music, and we want also to celebrate through the music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think this is a really young inspirational movement at the World NGO Day, and people are really sharing this inspiration, and I think you're right on the spot here to also put in your perspective.
Yeah. So for example, myself, I am only 23 years old, and I think I'm very glad as I have the access to education, so I could study, I could understand a bit of the world through the book. And I want to pass this knowledge, and I want to start working in NGO events and NGO activities since the beginning, because this is how I will also understand the society and make sure from now. So if I start as young, and then when I'll be 60, for example, will be 40 years just doing get involved with NGOs, helping people, supporting. So which means that the young generation means that the future means that our world will be better, hopefully. And we can see that the past few years we need support, we need each other standing for everyone. Otherwise, we're just gonna collapse. So I want to also, as I said as well, bring young people because we have the energy, we have the power. And I want also to bring, to show that this is amazing. It's really good to do. It's so exciting as well.
True. And what would you say, like from your perspective, Peter? So what, are NGOs really like the right tool to have the change, or should we not? Well, there are companies out, isn't it? So you can have a change like this. Why do you think it's like the NGOs are the tool for change, also for the future?
Because, for example, an NGO focused in people, focused in the environment instead of the profit. So we are not numbers, we are humans. And the NGOs strive for the importance of the society, the importance of each one. So for any NGO, we're gonna be working, but we're not gonna be thinking of money. We're gonna be thinking in the welfare of everyone, and we're gonna be making sure that, for example, if there is a poverty, we're gonna work there to help this poverty. If there is a society, and then we need to support, for example, jazz. DJ Jazz Rose, who is also part of this project. She's trans, and she is also helping a trans NGO here, an NGO that supports trans people here in Manchester. And those people, they are abandoned from their family. They don't have any support. And the NGO that she supports basically help those people and find also they need someone to talk. They need a therapist.
Mhm.
And this NGO provides everything. For example, there is another NGO in Malaysia, Queer Law, where it's illegal to be LGBTQ. And then they also give us support. So without this, imagine how how the world will be. You know, people not having any support about from the government or for only like private institution. Not everyone can afford. And
I think you are currently interrupted. But yeah, we get your point. Absolutely. That this is like the mission that is, well, at the end, not for a for-profit goal, but like for the improvement of our planet, of our society. And this inspires just another level of G as well. And yeah, again, so NGOs are non-state, they are voluntary, they are not distributing any profit, there is not for profit, and they
Hello?
are. Yes, we hear you. We hear you. You were currently interrupted. Please go on, Peter.
Yes, sorry, I couldn't hear you for the last 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't hear you
yeah.
too. I was just explaining a little bit like in the background or recapping what you have just said. Yeah.
Oh God.
And it's all good. So I said NGOs are important because it's exactly this non-profit and like more like a higher mission that is really bringing out this energy to have a change. And I think we shouldn't forget this with all the monetarization that is the idea these days of is it really worth it? But what is at stake is like the society and like how we can move on and make the planet and our society better.
Yes, definitely. Because the NGOs, as I said, is focused on the society, is focused on the environment, is not focused on the other side, in the profit side. I don't know if you could hear when I was saying this. For example, in my the DJ initiative, we have jazz DJ. Did you hear when I said?
Yes, we hear it, and that was exactly with the LGBT community that it's like these are NGOs that are helping. And let me just also shift the focus also to the three other participants and let them like bring in their thoughts. And we are really, really glad that we have Laura Demisinova here. She is the executive director of the Boloshak Association. I hope I pronounced this right, in Kazakhstan. And this is an initiative and a foundation that is actually to increase the involvement and the activities of the Kazakhstani youth for sustainable development. And they are running national campaigns to provide scholarships to, well, I would say, especially bright and motivated young people. And Laura, well, the idea today for this first panel here is, well, how can the young generation have an impact? What would you say, like, for the current, well, for the World NGO Day, for the mission of making the world a better place, improving the society? What do you feel about your impact with the foundation, and what do you do exactly?
Thank you, Daniel. And I want to say one more time, thank you to everyone that you started a little bit earlier because of time difference here in Nur Sultan. And Secondly, yes, I want to mention that actually I'm working as alumni, leading alumni of Boloshak graduates. Boloshak is one of the most famous brands in Kazakhstan here because we have this huge scholarship, like more than 13,000 Kazakhstani people. They will study at the best top universities around the world by our governmental scholarship called Boloshak. And we are, after our education, we are connected to this Boloshak alumni, which one I'm leading now. And of course, not all Boloshak graduates now. For our scholarship, it's like 25 years old scholarship. So there are different people, and half of them are young, half of them are at their mid-age, and most of all, it's a big impact for us to have this opportunity to study abroad, to study at the best universities. Usually it's the QS, Science Higher Education Top 100 universities. And for example, even I studied at Switzerland by this Boloshak Scholarship. So for me, it was like huge social lift to see one of the best hospitality universities in Switzerland, to study there and to did my master. And after all this education, we try to do to be involved in the social life of our country, not only to work here in our country, and at the same time to make some different social projects, educational projects. For example, we have a lot of volunteering projects. At 2018, we had one of the biggest English teaching volunteering projects, and we try to teach English at rural areas. But usually, I think it's the same as all over the world, is that we can study English at big cities and we have all opportunities. Like here in Nur Sultan, we have a lot of different courses. Some of them are expensive, some of them are free, some of them are like for middle range. And however, at rural areas, mostly people don't have all these opportunities to study English language. When English it's the main language now in the world, and to be like competitive, you have to speak on English. So we taught like more than 5,000 children to English language. Unfortunately, right now, after all this pandemic, we don't have this opportunity, but I hope after pandemic will end, we'll try to do our impact for this English teaching here more, and again to continue to teach English. And I think actually young people, they have a lot of things where they can do their impact through NGO especially, because NGO is one of the main tools how to work with another people, how to do the impact to social world, not only in one country, at whole over the world. Mm. And I hope I answered the question.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. And I was asking myself, what do you see at the young generation in Kazakhstan right now? What's on what is their vision for a good life, for a good future? We also have here, I just received a comment from Chiva from India. He says hello and happy World NGO Day to everybody. Great that you are joining us, Chiva. Yeah, what is the Kazakhstani youth aspiring for, making the world a better place?
There are a lot of different questions. Of course, at the same, I think there are global trends, like ecological questions, trying to be more eco-friendly. And another trend is studying online. Everyone starts to be more online. Unfortunately, we still have places where they don't have good internet access. However, we are trying to solve this problem. And of course, there are a lot of young people who are inspired through Instagram, TikTok, and now Playhouse or Clubhouse.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I always say in incorrect way.
Yeah.
Clubhouse. And yes,
I'm still learning as well. You always have the good thing is we have already joined, so we will learn on the go.
Yes, that's great. And so I think on social networks, They do huge impact for youth all over the world. And what's kind of another trend? We are quite a big country, and of course there are different people as a whole country, because we're not big. We don't have big population, like only 18 million, and we have very huge territory. So, and I can notice that we have a big trend now to travel in Kazakhstan.
Okay.
And for youth, it became extremely popular to go, like backpacers and other trends are growing now.
Mm-hmm. And if I may ask, what do you need? Like, what does the civil society, what does the NGO sector need these days to become stronger? Where are we right now in terms of, well, how the development can go, and what would you see what is needed?
For me, as a leader of NGO now, I think why, for example, I'm today participate as this panel, because for me, I need some experience, more experience, and maybe a lot of my colleagues, they need more participations on different panels, this communication, because we are still young, and of course we have like the very experienced professionals at NGOs here. However, and now we have only like 30 years old NGO system in Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for us, we're still developing it. I understand it. And so it's fastly changing. And of course, we need like more develop it.
Yeah.
And what else?
And how is the digital capability in Kazakhstan? How is the connection? How is the easiness of the young generation to connect? It's probably quite well, or is it a question of infrastructure or a question of knowledge and how to do it?
For example, at 2019, we had a very big help from our government for NGO who works with youth. So it was Youth Year here in Kazakhstan. So they try to give us a lot of different grants, a lot of different events for NGO who works with youth. And then after it, I think it was like start for different NGOs, especially regional ones. Because I have noticed it that after Youth Year, it has had opened a lot of new NGOs.
Mm.
So I think we need to work with, for example, I think that in comparing with them, I'm more experienced. I had before experience at finance, and then I moved to NGO. And now I noticed that young people at the university, they're trying to open NGO, not like just they're starting their movement. They're starting to do like a more in system way. They're working at NGO. They open NGO. They not just go to work to NGO. They want to open their own NGO and start to do something. I think it's great. Mm-hmm. So they have their own voice and they want to say it in their own way, not with someone else.
So it's more a startup attitude that you would see. It's like do it yourself.
Yes, exactly. They don't go to like NGOs with history. They do it their own way. Of course, some people they choose to go to NGO who has history, who has this infrastructure, and another youth they choose to go and to start their own organization.
Yeah,
I think it's good for us.
Wow, thank you very much for this insight, Laura. And we have just a question coming in, and the very valid one from Theresia. Thank you, Theresia, for your participation. So her question is, what role does social media and especially live broadcasting, like we are doing here on Facebook, play in making the young generation a part of the civil, of the change, basically, and the work you do? Would you like to answer that, Laura? Or also certainly have Sarah and Batulin, but maybe you would like to start?
let me say shortly, and to speech to Sarah and Batul, I think everywhere now social media, social networks became a very important tool, and especially for NGOs, because mostly I think all of NGOs, they don't have always such a big budget. And social networks the best way to work with people and with small amount of budget, and so I don't know. We don't use a lot, for example, like targeting and other advertising. However, we have like 40K people in Instagram and like 10K at Facebook. So we can be heard when we need it. And we say we have our own way tools and people to explain them what we want and to make like our own announcements. So it's a great opportunity for us, for NGO, to work with social networks, and to have like our audience.
Yeah, and see like this. Yeah, I would also like to back you here on this point. It's like a fantastic opportunity to build up your own followers first. So you have really people that are interested in for your cause. And as I'm coming from digital marketing and I have worked on, well, let's say non-paid and paid digital campaigns for several, well, with a larger budgets, like in the 6-digit budgets annually, that we always found that, for example, a for-profit company, consumer goods company, they are so much desperate in searching the right content, let's say, and searching the right thing to actually engage people and to inspire them. It's basically, okay, buy our product, but okay, of course you have then another set of like the brand image or so, but people get tired of this. I always see that non-profit organizations, actually, they have the message, they have their mission, they have the idea to reach out, and also the people, the audience connected. And so what is missing is just the social media or the tools and the channels to reach out and engage this audience. And for example, right now I see we have not so many followers or listeners that are joining this call right now, but we are streaming this through Facebook and YouTube, and so we have people joining us even from India and engaging in our conversation, and maybe are following us as well. So this is, I think the only way to reach out and to organically now build your reputation of the cause that you are doing, and then really also benefit in the long run for, more funding, I can say, because it's easy to say, okay, people should donate, but I think money is there, but it's there when people understand what it is about and what it is for. And like building up your audience and engaging with it is so crucial. And social media is a tool where you can really engage with your selected audience.
Exactly, absolutely agree with you.
And I would like to also say hello and thank you for Sarah and Batul, who were waiting in the line for so long and are also the main hosts of this panel. And thank you so much for being with us, because you are representing an NGO that is actually in Syria. So you're representing the JCI, the Junior Chamber International in Syria. Both of you have been involved in the World NGO Day in the last year as well. So, for example, Sarah Kadam, she has worked in a humanitarian NGO field in the United Nations Development Program. Batul Ahmad, she is the World NGO Day project chairperson for Syria for this year, and she has been a chairperson for the last year as well, and she's currently in the UK studying for her Master of Science in Food Processing. But so both of you have, of course, your very very special perspective on the nonprofit and NGO sector, as well as you have been outside and inside of Syria, which is of course a very special circumstance right now with where it's like a very difficult situation in the society. May I ask and start with you, dear Sarah, so you can unmute yourself. How would you describe the civil society, the non-NGO sector in Syria right now? And what is the main goal right now when building up, the civil society there?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel, for this opportunity. Thank you for letting us join you in this great panel. Happy World NGO Day, for sure. For everyone, hello, I'm Sarah Khaddam. I am Syria. About your question, Mr. Daniel, about the role that the NGO now play in Syria. This is the question, right?
Yes. Exactly, yes.
Okay, I will talk about especially about the organization that I'm a volunteer in, JCI, Junior Chamber International. It's non-governmental and non-profit organization. It's a worldwide community that develop develop youth to be active members in their society. So here in Syria, after this conflict, it's a huge conflict, and you know that the circumstances that we are facing here in Syria after this conflict and after the corona pandemic. The youth are facing several problems. Like there is lack of opportunities here. So when we are think about something that think about an idea that we can transform it to a project, to an initiative here, it would be great for us as youth to keep thinking, to keep like developing our skills, our abilities. So now I think that Junior Chamber International, Syria, and JCI World supporting us to be like real leaders and real active in our societies, such as all the organizations here. I mean the UN organizations. They have the opportunities for youth to work. They can provide the job opportunities. Now here in Syria, or I mean the JCI, we are all volunteers. So all of our work is voluntary work. And this idea needs to be like launched here in Syria. So we need to work, whether it's online or in like the actual work. But now after the pandemic, the corona, we transform all the work online. So we are trying to do something to create the positive change here, and all the support comes from Junior Chamber International. It teaches us how to be a creative person.
And what exactly does JCI do to support? What does it offer?
Actually, JCI, Junior Chamber International, works under 4 areas: the individual area, the community area, the business, and the international area. Each area works with like specific goals. The individual for developing the members, like trainings or workshops. For example, we had yesterday a Photoshop workshop for JCI members. The community area, it's like initiative and project for the community, for developing the community. Maybe we can make the discussions about the family, about the teachers. I will talk about the business area, that we can provide the job opportunities for people and develop the market here, the opportunities and jobs here. About the international area, I was 2020 JCI Tartus international area vice president. Then we hosted the World NGO Day last year. So the international area is concerned about making the commemorating and celebrating the international days, the international campaigns. Delivering the Syria to the world, open to the world. I'm so connected with the international area because it was my domain last year. It was the area that I was vice president. So that's how just I work.
Okay, and right now, would you say, well, how should it move on? Actually, what do you need to make the NGO sector and the civil society stronger? Is it actually possible in Syria without like state interference, or well, how can NGOs basically survive and keep their independence?
We find we are 5-year difficulties in Syria after all the circumstances that we are facing. But I can tell you that we are trying to think. We are trying to create. We as youth that don't have that horizon to think and to create, trying to get to still together and have ideas and discuss something new to make it real here on ground in Syria. We're just trying to overcome and overlook the circumstances together as youth. So I think, it's possible, but we need to still together, collaborate and connect together to overcome.
Yes. And so coming back to the World NGO Day that is celebrated today worldwide, Batul, if I may also include you in, as you have been waiting so diligently, thank you for also being one of the first persons who said, well, I'm in this Clubhouse discussion today, and I'm really grateful for that. So Batul, what is the World NGO Day? What does it mean for the NGO sector, the NGOs, an NGO like yours in Syria? How can it help?
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Daniel, for this great opportunity. And happy World NGO Day, because it's the question about World NGO Day. And actually, I can say, and in a very confident way, that the World NGO Day is very important for NGOs, especially in Syria, because it works as a reminder of the major role that we NGOs have in society. It makes NGOs become closer and work with each other. And for me, the best part is exchanging the experiences that every NGO has. For example, when we celebrate NGO Day last year, we had exchanged our experiences as training. So our members had really great opportunity because of the World NGO Day. They build up like a great skills and new domains in their personal life. And also, what can I say? It really helps us to go to the community, to present ourselves to the community and more so closely. So really the World NGO Day is very important because now the NGOs are they are now a main part in society. They don't have the small rule anymore.
And how do you celebrate it in Syria today? What initiatives do you know of that are happening? We certainly know of initiatives, for example, happening in Pakistan. We talked about this last Friday in an interview, but what is happening right now on a day like this?
Actually, now in Syria, we celebrate the World NGO Day as big as last year. But now we are trying to present ourselves more clearly to the community because we need the youth and the younger generation to connect with us and be members with us, and also all the society, not only the young youth, to benefit from our services, from our opportunities that we provide, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the let's say also I would like to welcome all the new listeners to this Clubhouse panel. Please feel free to raise your hand and join the conversation. We are also streaming online right now through Facebook and YouTube Live. That means that you can also, even if you don't have a Clubhouse access, always join the conversation. We are on for another, I would say, 15 minutes, and lead this question ahead. World NGO Day. What do NGOs actually mean in future? Do we still need them? Why do we need to support them? And what role does the younger generation play? So please raise your hand, join the conversation, tell us about your experiences if you are leading and working in an NGO or whatever experience, your touch points you have, and you would like to contribute. So NGOs definitely face a lot of challenges these days. We are in a challenging time anyways in society. The pandemic is really cutting the budgets. A lot of NGOs are in financial distress, and actually they were there to help, but now they need help as well. Any thoughts from anybody of you? How should the NGO sector, the NGOs, how can they grow stronger out of this situation where we are all basically in a situation of change? The World NGO Day is definitely providing a platform here to exchange and to inspire. Yeah, any thoughts, like what is ahead for NGOs, and how can they overcome challenges and become even stronger in the next years to come? I would, please.
So here is Peter speaking, and in terms of how we can raise awareness or find alternatives, we can remember, for example, without this situation, I wouldn't be staying at home that much. I wouldn't be focused on internet that much. I'll be more activated, like doing the activities outside. I'll be contacting people, I'll be working outside. And then I had to stay at home, and I had to think in the ways to find. And what we do is contacting everyone online. Once again, Daniel, I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't the situation, the pandemic situation, because we've connected through the internet, because we're not doing our normal job, or we're not doing our normal activities, for example, if it wasn't this situation, I would just be local, I wouldn't expand my vision or my connection with different countries, different places. So we can see the other side of this as well, and we can we find ways. For example, this meeting now that's happening. If wasn't the pandemic, it might not happen, because we're not used to doing the online meetings that often as we do nowadays. So we lost the physical globalization, but we make the virtual globalization even stronger. And also we found ways, for example, the NGOs looking after education. We can carry on doing this kind of activities from home. We can carry on advising and helping people with virtual calls, and so we have this other side, and also like the cost much it's lower comparing to cost that we have, to locate to somewhere or bring people or having space. So we also find alternatives, so we can make virtual instead of the physical place.
Yeah.
So that's my vision, and that's what I think we should focus much more now as well.
So to reach out, to help what you can, but also to use the digital, multiplication to reach out even stronger and reach even more people and supporters at the end. Sarah and Batul, if I may ask you, and of course Laura as well. Well, if you had all the means now, if you had all the possibilities to do whatever is needed with your NGOs, well, first, what would you do? How would you go about it? What would be your dream?
So I can talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I will talk about the last year when we commemorated World NGO Day. We networked with more than 15 associations and organizations in Syria. Batul was a great, super project chairperson for this project. So we could connect with more than 15 parties. So you can imagine the amount of the ideas and the thoughts that we exchanged and we discussed through the last year's sessions. We talked about many sessions. Batul can now talk about them. So I think that we need to be more international, to be open to the world, so we can raise awareness about the importance of NGOs, about the importance of the service that they provide to their goals, the SDGs also. So we need to bring people, as Peter said, together, maybe virtually. Yeah, we can bring them virtual. Maybe we can, from like one idea that we can do something, gives them a positive impact in the community.
Thank you. And for Laura, what would you see? What is the absolute vision, and what would you make possible if you had all the possibilities?
First of all, I think I will go to some regions because right now, with all this pandemic, and we don't have the opportunity to make events. For people like events, offline events. And of course, I think there are some, for example, today we discussed most about youth people, young people, and they miss these events, offline, real life events, when they can see each other. Because we are speaking about people who, at their age when they have to, they need all this communication, they need all interaction with the society. And of course, I really want to go to travel in Kazakhstan, to have business trips and to meet with them, to have all these real life discussions. And I hope soon we will continue this work and to work with the interactions, with speech, with the talk. And right now we're doing it online, and it's good when we are doing it online. We have like opportunity to reach all regions, all 17 Palestinian regions, and sometimes even abroad from in other countries. For example, when we did Zoom forum, we had a lot of participants from Uzbekistan. For me, it was like surprise that the interesting at this event for youth, at the Uzbekistani youth. They were participants, and they did registration, and they listened all 2-3 days forum. Mm-hmm. So of course, I would like to have more like events, real life events. Mm-hmm. But for NGO, yes, we always have to be in touch with people, with society. We need to feel it. And when we're doing it online, sometimes it may be a little bit difficult for us.
Yeah.
To be more involved, to feel them like empathy.
Mm. And when it comes to digital capacities, like to reach out, so where would you say, where are you? Where is the NGO sector currently from a range of, 1 to 10? 10 is everything is perfect. Everybody can reach out and can also master the digital ways to reach out. Where would you say in Kazakhstan is your organization and the sector in general?
Actually, yes, NGO, of course, at the first time when we did last April, it was a little bit harder. But now we are getting used to. We use all tools like Zoom, or even now Clubhouse. We're using less 2-3 weeks. We started to use Clubhouse.
Wow.
We're trying to be in touch. Yes, now we're doing networking sessions at Clubhouse. So, of course, we became much more creative than we had to be before. We have to be creative because we are working with people.
And what does Clubhouse actually do, if I may ask? So how did, for especially now Clubhouse, change your way of working? What impact does it have?
No, usually it doesn't change a lot, but it's before we had like off-duty sessions, and we did it like an easy form without any bureaucracy for networking of our alumni. We have different games, and before pandemic, we had it offline at our office or outside.
Mm-hmm.
And now, at the time of pandemic, we tried to do it at Telegram, but here it's Telegram network extremely popular. And now we switched on it to Clubhouse. But for us, I think, not to say that of course we have some problems because Clubhouse is only for iOS. People with Android, they cannot use Clubhouse now.
Yes, soon it's going to be.
So it's unlimited.
True.
Yes, I hope soon they will have to.
Yes.
Have a Clubhouse opportunity. And however, we have people. We're doing it usually at evening time. And for it's not only from Kazakhstan. Again, it helps us because we're collecting alumni, and not only alumni, current Boloshak students from abroad. They in these networking sessions, so they have opportunity to speak with people who are already in Kazakhstan, and it helps us to avoid some framework. I think yes, we thought that it's everything bad because we switched to online. However, we had new opportunities, and with all this digital technology.
It's true. So as you work in education, so now everything can also be delivered, or more and more can be delivered online, like the course and
yes, for example, even our Boloshak graduates now they can explain how to apply for to study at their universities. Last our session, it was thematic about how to apply to university abroad. And so they gave their advices when exactly they're now, for example, studying at the University of Warwick, and they told to different youth how to apply to the University of Warwick.
Yes, so and
they had this live.
Yes, please finish. Yeah.
Yes, I'm all finished. Yes, thank you.
No, that's. I just wanted to also reinforce your thoughts, because it all seems that we are here in this new normal that is going to stay this way and accelerates everything that is online and by distance, and also makes more possible, gives more possibilities to people to join. It doesn't have to be a physical event where you learn, but you can also join now and be and transform yourself, your education with these new tools. And then I would say an event like the World NGO Day, that is, of course, especially digital this year, is, of course, also a great possibility to connect and to reinforce and share ideas. And what I would like to also summarize what I hear is that it's extremely important to have this top-down approach, also to connect NGOs with this big idea that, hey, there is this big idea of having a civil society, NGOs working for any cause, any mission to make the world a better place, but also to recognize them, and through the recognition to give them a security that it's good for them to do what they do. Because I think that's probably a little bit then at stake to give the organizations the backing and the support that they need to really operate for the good. And then there was the topic of how can we win together and how can we make this possible? It's through digital and through having the capacities, but also the access. And especially now through this difficult time when funding is tight, it can provide an opportunity to re-engage and to reconnect with your constituents and maybe come out even stronger. So as we are now having this call here on Clubhouse, it's Saturday morning here in Europe. It's already afternoon. Maybe Saturday is not the best time of the week to reach out people. So we are basically among us, but this is also then streamed out, and here basically the audience is doubled through the streaming media and YouTube and Facebook, and it will be seen what we have been saying throughout the day, because I will put this online, and so we are multiplying our possibilities here. And this is like the digital the aspect here, probably something where there is a lot of potential in future for small NGOs and especially small NGOs to leverage on this capacities, because even a small NGO with a strong idea can reach out and have an impact. And we have only 5 minutes left, and I would really like to send you my big thank you for having time, for making room in your Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning for this really important discussion. Any final thoughts from you, what you would like to contribute? Yeah. I open up now the mic, please.
Okay. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much for inviting us for this meeting. And it's so beautiful to know how many people are involved to help each other. So congratulations, Sarah. Congratulations, Bartor. Congratulations, Daniel. Congratulations, Laura. I hear you also got your NGO World Award. So congratulations, and we need to carry on doing all our activities, and also always thinking outside the box. And there is always something else that we can do. And also, it's our passionate doing this as well. So congratulations to everyone.
Thank you. Sarah Batul, would you like to add something?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Daniel, for inviting us to be with you in this meeting. And thank you for Marcus. Thank you for Mr. Mikely for trusting with us, for joining you in this panel. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Laura, and happy World NGO Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daniel, for having us today. And I really enjoyed the World NGO Day. It was worldwide, even if it's online. It was really very nice to be with you today. And I would like to tell everyone can do something. Everyone can help people and draw a smile on their faces. That's what we as NGOs work, and everyone can do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, all the participants, and also all the on the panel, and all the listeners, and also for sharing this message. So that was the first live Clubhouse discussion and panel on the World NGO Day. I'm happy that we made it happen, and it's also with your participation and with your trust in this process. I would really like to thank you, because it was all knitted together basically in a few hours, and then we even do the live stream today. It was only possible because of your openness and trust and willingness to go into this here. That's so cool. So let me also thank everybody for watching, for listening today. So I will certainly put this on the live on the social networks and make it a podcast with the most relevant ideas. And we actually have planned for another podcast and also for a live actually debate in 5 hours from now. So we'll see if we can wrap up basically the World NGO Day, because the world is spinning. So here in Kazakhstan, where Laura lives, it's now afternoon and it's becoming evening. So here we will do in the late evening here in the European time, we will do another session, hope to gather other perspectives as well, also towards, okay, what role does the NGO sector play, what opportunities are ahead. And so please share the word. And also, again, thank you very much. I will show you the podcast. Here you can actually download it. Here it's called NGO-Weekly. And so the weekly is currently a little vision, because it's not every week that something is presented, but I can promise you there's something relevant that is presented every time there is a new podcast out, and it's on the transformation, it's on the trends and on the technologies that can help NGOs to reach out and become stronger. And so this is the idea of this NGO podcast, sharing the ideas, and I think today's discussion has added greatly to it. So wishing you a great day. Thank you very much to listen for the participants and for listening to this Clubhouse today. Have a great day and listening and enjoying to connecting with you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you to
Bye.
all of you that started earlier because of me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All good.
you
That
very
was so
much.
cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.